Alright, guys. Let me take a drink. Make sure everything's right. Make sure my volume's okay. Hope everybody's doing well. It's the weekend, guys. Man, I get so thirsty. I take these meds. They make me thirsty. Sucks. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of Normal Apologia Gaming, and what we do here is listen to you talk. Today we're going to talk about the aspect of venting, where we talk about who you vent to, what kind of person do you vent to everybody, so forth and so on. I hope everybody has had a great week this week. I had a great week again, third week in a row. So far, so good. My stomach hurt all day yesterday, though, honestly. But it's part of the deal. It's what happens when you're healing and so forth and so on. I hope that I hope that I'm being informative on here. That's the main goal. That's the main goal, to make sure that you guys are understanding the information that's coming out of my mouth. What was I gonna say? Oh, if you guys want to leave comments below, chat, and I will answer any questions that you guys have. If you guys are new to this channel, go ahead and like the video, or go ahead and like the live, and subscribe if you would, please. I want to start this out with a story. Okay, story time. About the first time I was homeless. So, about the second week, because I was only homeless for like 2 weeks. Then I got helped out by somebody I met. Really nice person named Raymond. Really nice guy. But how I met him has everything to do with this, with venting. So the night before I met Raymond, I got suicidal. I got depressed, and I was walking to a bridge to try to kill myself. Now the events of this story are so crazy, okay? Now keep in mind that I was less than 2 months from being out of the group home. I should probably have been in a hospital still, to be honest with you. I was not in my right mind. I was naive as hell, and I was in downtown Dallas. Okay? So y'all got that part of the story so far? I was in some dangerous situations that I didn't realize how dangerous they were at the time. So I'm walking towards this bridge to go kill myself. I was going to jump off the bridge. And this guy picks me up. Of course, me, hindsight being 2020, I know why he picked me up now. I didn't even know what area I was in or anything. And he took me to the Taco Cabana near Cedar Springs and Oak Lawn. Now, if you're not from Dallas, that's not gonna mean anything to you. But if you're all from Dallas, you know exactly where he took me, because I used to hang out at the Taco Cabana for years after that. That's a gay area. Okay. Anyway, I was so wet behind the ears. That same day, I had seen a person shoot themselves up with heroin. I'd never seen that before. That guy ended up smoking crack in his car in front of me. I'd never seen that before. So anyway, I ended up becoming depressed. I had him take me to the hospital, and I actually was responsible for 5 seconds, enough to go into the psych ward in Parkland Hospital. Okay? So, but on my way to go to the emergency room, I found a $20 bill. Now I still I still went into the hospital, but then I checked myself out. But I was so excited and happy about having $20. That's what happens when you haven't eaten so long, that I spent that money. But I'm walking in the middle of the night, and I'm over there by, now the dart rail didn't go very far, but I was over there by Pearl Station, downtown Dallas, and I was walking, and I started to feel myself to get depressed again. So the mania, which is what I was in a manic high, started to go away. I sat myself down at the train station at Parkland, at Pearl Station, and I started talking to, I would later find out his name was Raymond, this guy, and all he did was ask me how my day was. He had no idea. He clearly saw that I wasn't okay, and I definitely was dirty and stuff. But I emptied my guts to this guy. All right. And in this particular case, it worked out because he felt so sorry for me that he let me stay with him for a couple months. And but I would be so honest with people after that I would just tell people everything. So I told people everything about myself, about my past, about what was going on. Okay? And you would think that would be a good thing. But what I discovered the unfortunate truth about the world. And about me, my bipolar disorder, my PTSD. Now, I didn't know I had PTSD at the time, but my bipolar disorder. Is people started to treat me, whenever I told them about my bipolar disorder, they started to treat me different. They started treating me like I was crazy. So even though I hadn't done anything wrong to anyone, and I was honest, I always thought honesty was the best policy, which it is, and I'll get to that in a second. It's not okay because, unfortunately, the world has made it not okay. The world has made it where I am not allowed to talk about my mental illness around people if I want to have friends. It sucks. Only when I get to really know someone and they get to know how I am as a person can I even talk about my stuff. It sucks. Which is why people with mental illness feel like they are alone. Which is why these ingredients and these steps are so vital to people like me. But they're important. They should be important to everybody. Which then, the question you should be thinking of in your head right now is, and who do you talk to now? Well, that's the thing. It's a feel situation. I have to feel these things out. They have to get to know my personality first. They have to get to know me as a person. I am kind. I'm smart. I have to show them those sides first. Because if I don't, people get scared. People get scared of me just by me telling them that I have bipolar disorder. I'm not allowed to experience emotions like you guys because everything is interpreted as that I'm getting too emotional. I've had to live with that for a long, long time. I also talked about this with Dwan. Dwan didn't know how I dealt with it. I'm showing you how I dealt with it. Yeah, it sucks. I can't just tell people People always ask me, well, why don't you tell people that you have these problems? Because the second that I do, there's two reactions. First reaction is fear, and the other reaction is sorrow. Those are the only two reactions. And immediately, everything that I say after that means that you can't take my word because it's just a crazy thought. It's unfair, but it's what I've had to deal with. It's how I've had to learn how to live. Okay? It sucks. Yeah. But it is what it is. So these ingredients and these steps are for people because the target audience is for people with mental illness. That you can do these, you can carry your ingredients and follow your steps, and you don't have to feel like you're alone, because the world will make you feel like you're alone. Because they will make you feel crazy, they will make you feel stupid, they will make you feel like your ideas aren't good enough because they can't be right because you're crazy. Is everybody like that? Not everybody. Most people. Generally speaking, most people are judgmental like that. Even when I listen to Fox News, the way they describe some of these people that do some of these crimes, the word crazy, the word loony, the word nut job comes out of people's mouths all the time. They don't even understand. They don't even understand how hurtful that is, because they say it right in front of me. I don't say anything because I'm not so thin-skinned that I can't handle it anymore. But when I first came out of the group home, I couldn't understand why. Remember that when that story happened, I had not even been diagnosed with bipolar for even a year yet. It's one of those lessons that I don't want you to have to learn, wherever you might be, because it sucks. I was talking to Dwan one time about this subject, and we were talking about, and he just, it hurt him so deeply that people would, because he always saw me. He's one of the rare people that saw me for me, even through things, even through my mistakes. And so it hurt him deeply that people would just automatically judge me like that. They would just assume that the words coming out of my mouth weren't true or were some fantasy because they came out of my mouth. Being treated like a child at the age of 46 years old is kind of what I'm used to. Now, I'm not trying to say this to get you guys to feel sorry for me. I'm telling you, that's why the who matters. For me, the who requires a few things. One, time. I have to know you. I have to know who you are. I have to, excuse me. Sorry, like I said, my chat's over here. I have to know who you are. The time, in other words. I have to know that you're not going to bring up my past if you get mad at me. If you get angry with me, are you going to bring up my past and bring up something nasty about my past that I told you in secret? That takes trust. So it takes time. I don't just get into friendships with people randomly. I have to know these things. I don't trust your word. In other words, I hate when people say, "Don't you trust me?" No, I don't. If we've known each other for a while, yeah, it's more, the more and more I trust you. Because I have some horrific stories. I have some things, I've done some bad things before. Are you going to judge me? You're going to bring it up in a fight? You're going to tell me to calm down when I have every right to be mad or happy? Because that's the way much of my family treats me. I'm not allowed to get angry. I'm not allowed to get happy because it's all an emotion that I shouldn't feel. People tell me to calm down a lot. It's wrong. It's wrong. But I have a pretty thick skin, so I don't get offended over everything. But there are some things I do get offended over. You have to know that. You have to know the person you're talking to. Like, you have to know that they're not gonna betray your trust like that. It's vital. You're not gonna empty out your guts to somebody that you think is gonna spill their guts to other people. I've had that happen so many times, it's not even funny. And as far as the fear thing is concerned, if I feel like you're saying stuff to me because you're afraid of me, we'll never be more than acquaintances. That's me. Because I have to have undivided trust in somebody when I start spilling my guts to them. That's why the handful of friends I have are very good, because I've vetted them. All right? It's not easy. And for normal folk, they don't understand, it's not easy. It's painful. It's painful to be called crazy. But I don't react to that anymore. It's painful to be called loony or a nut job. My own father told me I belong in a loony bin. That's how we're treated, y'all. For you normal folk that isn't diagnosed with a mental illness. Do you understand what I said? That's just normal how we're treated. And people don't care. People do not care how they speak. They don't care how openly they speak and how offensive it is. Because I'm crazy anyways, right? That's why it's important who you vent to. Now, the part of the who is, are you the type of person that when I come to you and I'm feeling depressed and I'm feeling down the dumps, I will say things out of my mouth like, I wish I wasn't born, or I don't want to be here anymore, or I want to die. Are you the type of person that takes that? So I'm talking to you, and you the type of person that would call 911 because I told you that? Then we can't talk. Because I did get help. I just did. You just didn't see it that way. I was helping myself by venting out that nasty feeling I feel. That's why it matters. Or are you going to be the type of person? I will get angry with somebody. Like I am still angry with Desiree, the mother of my child. I am very angry with her. She set me up to fail. She never had an intention upon allowing me to be a father. And so in my venting sometimes, when I discuss Desiree, I will say very nasty things about her. Are you the type of person that will call the cops and say, you think I'm going to hurt her? You that kind of person? Then we can't talk. Because I don't want to think like that. I vent it out. That's why venting's important. Most people who threaten that they want to kill themselves, for example, are never going to tell you. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. That didn't make any sense. Most people who actually do commit suicide are never going to tell you they're going to do it. If I commit suicide, you'll never know when I do it. I'll do it in quiet, and nobody's ever going to know I did it until I'm already dead. I'm not dumb. I know not to open my mouth. So when I feel like that, the only thing I can do is vent it out. That's why Sophia is usually the person I go to the most. Dwan was too. I've gone to Lori before a couple times. And I know Lori wouldn't say anything. But I still don't know Tanya as well. I definitely, I thought Andrea was my friend. She's not. She committed the cardinal sin of accusing me of something that she had no idea about. She told me that I wasn't carrying my own ingredients. Basically, I was being a hypocrite, when that's not the case. That's what I mean. Even friends that you may have known a long time may not be as friendly with you. Because here's the deal. Most people are, in my opinion, most people are selfish when it comes to everybody outside their family. Most people will listen to their brother come home drunk every single day and blabbering about how they just lost their job, or their husband or their children. Most people will listen to their family. But when it comes to people outside the family, people are pretty selfish. Really. That's why people have to go to places like psychiatrists and counselors. What I'm trying to do, what Dwan was trying to do, because not everybody wants to go to a counselor or psychiatrist, do you understand? It's not the greatest place to be. And I will never tell a counselor. I learned that lesson a long time ago. I learned a lesson about counselors. One of the reasons why I'm so hard on them is because when I was in the hospital, I did do what I was supposed to do, and I talked to a counselor when I was in the big hospital. I'm talking about the one I went to when I was 17. I did do what I was supposed to do, and I guess apparently I don't remember ever saying anything. It must have been during one of my counseling sessions. They had me so drugged up I can't even remember when it could have been, but I must have said something not very good. I must have said something harmful about Lisa, my ex-girlfriend from high school, Lisa's parents and her. Because when I got out of the hospital and I went into the group home, I had only been out for 24 hours, and I had 2 restraining orders waiting for me. They forced my mother and father, the state of Wisconsin, to get a restraining order on me, and said that if they didn't, they would take Jacqueline and Emily away from them. That's a problem. So you got to be aware, if you're a parent or if you're a person thinking about sending your kids to a hospital because they need help, be aware of this. That by state law, if they're talking to a counselor and they threaten somebody or they threaten themselves, they have to write it down and report it. Do you understand? Even if it's just something you're screaming in anger. That's why I'm never going to be a person that just advocates for going to counseling, because they're under law. Licensed counselors are under law. Well, I'm not under law. I'm never going to call the cops on somebody. If I know they're venting, unless they are a danger at the moment to themselves or to somebody else, unless I know that they are planning it out, I will never call the cops on you. Never. Because venting's good, and you can swear at me. I have thick skin. You can get whatever anger out you want on me, so long as you're not punching me. That's why the ingredients and steps are an alternative to going to counseling. Because you can do it yourself, and you're in control of your own life. You can do these things, and with help and guidance from somebody you trust. So the who matters. Because if you're saying, well, I go to counseling, so they have laws. Every single thing that you've ever said to somebody, and whether it be violent or not, has been written down. I promise you that. Good luck owning a gun. If you ever want to own a gun, they have to write it down. They think you're a danger. They'll tell you. They'll tell the police. You'll be written down. It'll be written down. I just don't think that's a way to counsel. Besides, I think that it works better if I'm your friend. If you know that I'm there for you, not because I get paid or because I have to spend an hour of my time with you to listen to you talk. Because I can listen to you for 6 hours. Why just an hour? Well, there is an actual reason, because you do get tired. There has to be a stop button. But an hour a week or something, I mean, I can listen to you forever. I'm just good like that. That's not everybody, but you understand my point. I just think it works better, in my view, if you have somebody. If you have somebody to talk to instead of having to go that route. And I get a lot of pushback from that. I've had people not want to talk to me anymore because they find out that I'm not taking meds. Even though I do all these things and I'm clearly talking to you guys, I'm not on meds. Instead of looking at it, it's like, wow, what an amazing thing. How did you do that? All of a sudden there's that fear of, oh, you're not on your meds, you may snap. See, it matters. It matters who, doesn't it? Make sure I got the right. But do y'all follow me so far? So that's why it's important for who. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to discuss where. Where can you vent? Let me give you a clue. Don't vent in a public place. Probably bad. All right? Now, I'm going to get to work. I hope that you guys are truly learning from me. I hope that you guys are learning. These things are vital to change everything I'm talking about, right? That there are consequences to everything you do, and the consequences to not venting can be very, very deadly consequences to yourself, maybe, or to somebody else. So this is important. So, that being said, we're going to finish up here. I'm going to get to work. I hope that you guys have a great night. I hope that if you guys are going out this weekend, don't drink and drive, y'all. Come on, man. Really. But be safe when you travel. And be safe when you get there. You never know what you might find. Be understanding of one another, not just from your perspective, but from theirs. Be understanding of yourself. You're not God. You can't solve all the problems by yourself. Remember, life is fleeting. You are not promised your next breath. So take now, go outside your box, and learn something new. And you never know what you may learn about yourself. And until tomorrow, because I am doing one tomorrow for my final video of the week. Until tomorrow, behave yourself. May the Lord of Light guide you in all things. Goodbye.